My name is Hakeem Brown, and I'm going to be talking about what's going on with the elections today. Today's topic: what is the fate of the American election?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. Welcome to the most listened to international podcast around the world. Hakeem and Reggie Brown are two young African-American boys speaking the truth. This is Pop City Culture.
What up, everybody? So, this is going to be the fate of the United States election. And we don't really know what's going on because, Trump has got, 214 votes. And Biden's 264. So, Biden's ahead. I mean, Trump was ahead, but we're going to get on to that. Right? Right, Hakeem?
Yeah, that's right, Reggie. So, to be in the United States at this time is a very historic time.
You got that right.
We seem to be very divided, and nobody's on the same page, but there's a lot of in-house fighting, and that's really unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Because you would think that the United States, being one of the greatest countries in the world, having the greatest technology, that we'd be a lot more further along as far as getting along together with people. I mean, after all, we are the melting pot. Wouldn't you agree, Reggie?
That's right, we the melting pot. Man, we got people from all over the world. All people opinions, all religions, and everything. I mean, yeah, I'm going to have to agree. We ought to be on the same page, and we ought to be getting along a lot better. But, man, if my man Biden wins, it's going to be over at the top. Because that means Trump you fired.
Well, you see, Reggie, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, are people voting because they want to pick the better person and they really care about the future of America? Or are people voting because they just downright hate Trump?
Say what?
We have to figure out exactly what is behind this. What is steamrolling all of this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man, I know what you're talking about. What's steamrolling it is that, Trump be hating on everybody, so people be hating back, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think that's right, Reggie? Do you think...
Depends on the situation.
If somebody kicks you in the face, you should kick them in the face? Or should you turn the other cheek?
Yo, man, this is America, man. You gotta kick that person down that face, man. What you talking? You can't let somebody be walking all over you.
Well, I don't like to take sides, but do you think America's been walked all over in the last 30 years? Do you think other countries have taken advantage of our generosity and our decency? I mean, weren't we flipping the bill for everybody, for all the other countries? When other countries needed help, we seemed like we were the ones, the American people, they were the one using their hard-earned tax money. Now, this is just one example.
One don't make it right.
Their hard-earned tax money to bail out a lot of other people. Don't you think we're the most generous country in the world?
Yo, man, we is the most generous country in the world. But those that got the most got to give the most, because they in a better position. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't really know what you're saying, but I understand what you're saying. But I'm also thinking that,
What else you thinking?
people work very hard for their money.
Yeah, so?
And I'm sure they do not want all their money just thrown all over the place. They want to know where it's going.
Man, how you know?
But, that's probably a different topic because I don't want to get off track. But right now, we're waiting for the results from Pennsylvania and Nevada, all these other countries.
You're getting ahead of yourself. You mean states.
Because as it stands right now, it is a mess.
Yo, man, you forgetting. Sometimes in America, it's the people that like the mess. They get off on the mess. They do the mess. So you can't be saying something like that.
It is such a mess right now. Because...
Man, you ain't even listening to me.
Right now, President Trump is crying foul.
Of course he's crying foul. The man can't take it. He's used to winning. He's used to getting everything his own way. So you tell me, what is he exactly saying?
He's saying that it's crooked, that there's fraud going on. A lot of people are saying, where's your proof? You got to have proof if you're going to accuse some
have
people of
something.
that. And some people are showing proof. They have videos of...
Say what?
poll places that are refusing to let the observers come in, or
Man, I ain't gonna believe it until I see it. You're gonna have to show me something like this.
they're boarding up all the windows. What do you think about that, Reggie?
Yo, man, people are allowed in there. They can stand like 30 feet away, but sometimes, people ain't gotta be standing right over somebody's shoulder. And as far as you throwing that crap in there about boarding up the windows, that's probably a lie. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not a lie. They actually have some videos of that where some of these poll places were boarding up windows, so you don't really know what's going on. And I think that's what the Trump people are worried about. They're worried about people bringing in votes or changing votes because this is supposed to be a fair election.
Man, more drama for the mama.
Do you think that the write-in ballots is a good way to go?
Yo, man, of course it's a good way to go. What you think? I mean, didn't they do that a long time ago, if I remember?
Well, yes, they did do it a long time ago. And a long time ago, it was found out that it's easily to fraudulent
Come on, man, is that even a word?
some of these ballots than it is to be honest about it. I mean,
Man, what exactly is it do you mean? Because you're sort of losing me here. Explain what you mean. Go on, brother.
I personally don't feel safe when you have a write-in ballot. I would rather have something more secure.
Well, like what, Hakeem?
Heck, well, to tell you right now, we're just kids, so we don't really know exactly what kind of system we could have that's
You're right,
foolproof.
you don't know.
But I do know something. I do know
What is it you know?
that
Go on, I'm listening.
within the last 100 years, we could have gotten a better system. If we vote all the time like this, there's got to be a better way. I mean, for example, let's say everybody had their license and you could just scan it into the computer for your vote, and it could be recorded. That might be a better way.
I might agree with that.
Something that shows it's just a one-person vote. But right now, I don't think the system's really working. Compared to maybe some other systems of the world.
Well, do you know what kind of the other systems got?
No, but I do know it isn't the same system we have. For example, we have a president, and other countries have prime ministers. I don't really see a lot of problems, huge problems with England's prime ministers or other countries. But that's for the United States to decide. I guess every country is different. They figure out their own political, their own way they can do their political system. And for us, we have our system, and I think it's been working really good. But on up until the last 10 years, I'd say it's a little bit iffy. Maybe we've evolved out of it.
Well, I am gonna have to agree. I can't argue with you. Maybe we have evolved out of it, but I'm gonna have to listen to what else you got to say. So you just keep on going.
Okay. I mean, let's face it. There was a time when people had wagons with wooden wheels, but obviously we have cars, and we wouldn't put wooden wheels on cars, because we found something better. So maybe we can find something better.
Yo, Hakeem, maybe you're right. There's always something better. You gotta keep your eyes and mind open. But back to what we were talking about, as far as Trump crying about, fraud stuff. This dude's always been into conspiracy crap. You know what I'm saying? Always. Every time this guy opens his mouth, it's somebody's out to get him.
During his presidency, do you think people were out to get him?
No, man, they were just stating the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they had the Russian collusion. Was there any Russian collusion? Because as far as I know, a lot of it might have been the Democrats who were colluding with the Russians.
Yo, man, you out of your mind. That was all Trump, man. And they went after him.
Yes, but the bottom line is he wasn't convicted of anything colluding with Russia. I remember they were talking about Trump being in a room with prostitutes, and he peed on them or something. And, that was considered to be a lie as well. I mean, there's a lot of stuff Trump's gone through. Do you think with all the stuff he's gone through, he has a right to be bitter? Because it's almost like he surrounds himself with people who just betray him.
Yo, man, like who?
Well, there's Omarosa, Remember her?
How can I forget, man? That woman was booming. She was a beautiful, smart, strong, articulate African-American woman. She's somebody to look up to. Okay, go on.
She was on one of his shows.
Yeah, that show where he said, "You fired."
You know, she got a job, I guess, working for him running a building, but he also took her in to the White House because he trusted her and thought she would do a great job. She turned around, after she got fired, she turned around and said he was a racist.
Who knows, man? Maybe she knows more stuff than we do. Why you gonna be down in her, man? You know, she might be right. You don't know.
She also, I think she wrote a book, and she also said,
She has what? This gotta be good.
Donald Trump on tape saying the N-word. And that was a big thing. And I myself, I was waiting. I said, okay, finally, we got some proof. We have
Well, I was
something to
sorta
show
waiting on
this
that, too.
president is a racist out of his own mouth. But you know what?
What?
That was proven to be a lie. She didn't have anything. You know, when I hear a lot of the accusations and stuff, it really does irritate me.
Why does it irritate you? I mean, the truth is the truth. Maybe she lost it or something.
Because I can't imagine being a person, you know, especially a white person running a country, and somebody can sit there and call you a racist. That's like calling somebody black the N-word, in my opinion. That's almost the equivalent. And if nobody has any proof, some firm fact, you know me, Reggie, I like to hear stuff out of the person's mouth, because we have all this social media, and if somebody's a racist like that, then they, obviously they're going to slip
I can't
up
argue there.
and
I
they're
know
gonna
you
say
like
something,
facts.
I've never heard the president use the N-word. Okay, now I've heard him say some other things. I'm gonna have to be fair, that might, you might want to say could be racist, but we're gonna talk about that after, because that's almost like an iffy thing too. But we're definitely going to be talking about that. So, when it comes to the fraud, I want to tell you, there was a whistleblower who worked for the post office. He doesn't want to give his name.
Yo, man, I think he should be giving his name. Come on, man, he should be stepping up. Now, I'm going to have to say, hey.
Now, this is the other thing, Anybody could say, oh, this person did this or this person said that. So, we have to be fair on Pop City culture. So I don't take sides.
So say you.
My brother, on the other hand, he sits, you know my brother. My brother's very outspoken. Reggie will speak his mind, and I think Reggie is a closet Democrat.
Yo, man, I ain't no closet Democrat. I am a Democrat, and we stand up for this country. Democrats, that's where it's at. What are you talking about, man? You sound stupid, man. You know exactly where I stand. I know what you are. You probably a closet Republican. You know what I'm saying?
No, Reggie, because I would consider myself an independent. And if I were to vote, I would vote for the best person, and I would probably vote for as many Republicans as I do Democrats. I remember Oprah Winfrey saying something like that, and I agree with her. You have to vote for the person you think is going to be good in office, because you're leaving this world to the future of a future generation, to the kids, and you hope that those kids can embrace the kind of freedom and liberties that the past generations died and fought for, I should say. So, back to this postal service person.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
He said that his boss told him to backdate all of the mail-in ballots that they received so they could be counted. And that's illegal.
Yo, man, of course that's illegal, man. That's just plain stupid. But you can't, that ain't something you can prove, man. How you gonna prove that? You got that on video? You talking about social media so much, man. Why don't you show it on video if you got that social media stuff, huh?
Reggie, I don't have it on social media. There was a audio on the news, and they were talking about it.
Oh, man, let me guess. Fox?
I don't remember which one, but more than likely, because we both watch all the news outlets, and we always try to get information from all of them. But now that you say it, it might have been Fox. I'm not sure.
What you mean might have been? Man, you know exactly who it is. You don't forget nothing. You always write that kind of stuff down. Man, just go on. Just go on with it. You ain't gonna step up and be honest about it.
If it's true that people were backdating it, that's not a good thing, Reggie. And I think you know that, because that could alter the outcome of a huge election, regardless of who you vote for. I mean, obviously, people want who's going to be good in office, but, it is what it is. Now, the other thing is there were a lot of windows being covered up
Say it ain't so.
during the election, so you couldn't actually see what was going on.
Man, you ain't got to see somebody doing their job.
That could also affect it because, like we say, people could change votes and stuff like that.
Yo, man, you sound like a nut. Man, why would people want to do stuff like that? You don't have to do stuff like that because people had their mail-in ballots. They probably just didn't want those overseers to sit there and making time go longer. Sometimes those people are just troublemakers, Maybe that's what it is. But like I said, I ain't seen no pictures of it. So you say you saw it, and more than likely you saw it on Fox because you always be watching that channel. So whatever, man. What man? Next, get out of something else. Get out of something where you got some actual facts.
Okay, so, there are also officials not being able to witness what was going on, and they were way across the room or even outside the building. I think you know that. And I guess a judge had to intervene so the people could actually be 6 feet away. But, some of these people were told they could get binoculars. And, there was a lot of videos of officials not being able to enter the building. So that is really wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, of course I'm saying. But, I'm going to tell you something. Hakeem. Now, Hakeem, we got to get real about this.
Okay, let's get real about it. Tell me exactly what's on your mind. Tell me your side of the view, your view, because I'm really, really curious. Okay?
Let's just say a lot of this stuff did happen.
We don't have to say it did from what I understand.
Okay? Now, that you're just naming like maybe 7 or 8 instances. I'm just giving you a couple points on that because I just want you to shut up.
Well, thank you, Reggie. That's mighty kind of you.
So, 7 and 8 places compared to the 350 million people in the United States. Do you really think just because you got a few bad apples out there trying to start something or change something, it's really going to affect a huge outcome? I mean, that's such a small percentage. Biden, more than likely, in my opinion, won not only by a landslide, but popular vote. And it was the will of the people. Therefore, people should just get off of Biden's back or anybody, because we all know he will be the legitimate guy as soon as all these other votes come in from like Pennsylvania, Nevada, and all these other places. You don't need no recount. Bottom line is the people have spoken, and that's what it is. And you can pull up all these little 7 or 8 places, but that ain't gonna compare to the world of the United States. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I actually do see what you're saying. For example, if you have one bad apple in a whole row of fruit, that's it. The rest of the fruit's still good. So even if you throw the one bad apple out, you still got a whole row of good fruit. So yeah, I can see what you're saying. But this is still going to have to be debated in court because from what I understand, President Trump is filing a lot of
ridiculous lawsuits,
motions
man.
in court.
Just call it what it is.
He's filing with the court saying there was fraud, there was conspiracy, and according to Rudolph Giuliani, who's probably the lead lawyer for President Trump, he says he has a lot of proof. Now, I'm not sure what that proof is because they haven't really let it all out, and nobody actually really knows what it is. But we are gonna have to say that if it's true, we have a big mess. We got a huge mess. So I'm saying to myself, what will history say about our time, the actual time we're living in? Do you have something to say?
Yo, man, it's messed up. That's what it is. I mean, come on, man. I ain't gonna lie. People are fighting. People are demonstrating. People are protesting, robbing, looting, hooting, but people are angry. People want justice.
Yeah, Reggie, I can see that justice when people riot and burn up houses and buildings and rob all the stores. Yeah, okay. That's real justice.
Man, shut up. I was talking. They want to see a real president, a decent president in office. And I'm going to tell you, nobody really likes Trump. Trump's a big old jerk. He's like a bully.
Well, can you give me any instances?
Yeah, man, man, the whole world can give you answers. You ain't gotta be asking. Why don't you get some text messages from all these other listeners? You like to do that stuff so much. I ain't gonna be here answering your questions, man. I'm half the owner of this show too. Okay, you don't be putting me on the spot. So next, okay, next.
Okay. Well, you're right. There's a lot of hate for Trump. A lot of people don't like Trump, but a lot of people do like Trump. And as we can see from the voting stats, people like Trump. But funny thing is, I also notice when it comes to the map, when they show all the states, it seems like all the states vote pretty much all the same. It's either Democrat or Republican, and every now and then, just a few states change to Republican. But I don't know. It looks like to me.
What's it look like to you?
Almost to me, like a lot of the United States is Democrat than Republican. So maybe the majority of people like the Democratic philosophy and policies. From what I understand, Democrats do help the people. They give people a lot of stuff. They help out the poor. They're for the blacks. They're for the minorities.
Man, Democrats are a people. That's why.
They didn't want the wall that Trump put up.
No, they didn't.
Although, wait, I'm going to have to backtrack on that because actually, I do remember a lot of the past presidents did want a fence or something around the Mexican border. It's just that when to me, it seemed like when Trump said he wanted to put a wall, like some massive, colossal thing, people started saying,
Say what?
Yeah, Reggie, that's pretty much what they were saying. Say what? So, what else do you think about Trump?
Yo, man, he's a racist, man. He's a racist.
Yep, Reggie, I told you, you can't go using that word like that because that's not a good word to be thrown out. That's a powerful word and a hateful word. People hear the word racist. When I hear it, I think of skinheads. I think of the Ku Klux Klan, KKK. I think of Nazis. I think of a lot of horrible people who are racist.
Yo, man, the proof is in the pudding by all the stuff he does. Man, he don't even like Jewish people.
Okay, now, Reggie, listen here. I do remember, when he first ran, the news was saying he didn't like Jewish people. And that was a big thing because you know how I feel, in our religion, we are Judeo-Christian. So I consider myself Jewish and Christian because we use the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament. So that was really hurtful when somebody, when I heard, Trump was a racist against Jewish people. That really sort of pissed me off. But then when he was being inaugurated, they were talking about how his wife had to get permission, or his daughter.
You mean permission to go to the inauguration?
Because they were Jewish. I'm like, what? I said, I thought he didn't like Jewish people. So that was one of the things I started thinking, reevaluating what I'm listening to on the news. So, even though Trump says fake news, maybe the news is getting some stuff incorrect, but they should be more accurate about stuff. Because after I heard that, I was really insulted because I said, wait a minute. If President Trump hates Jewish people, his wife is Jewish, so I don't understand that. I don't know what's going on. So, I'm gonna have to take that away from you, Reggie. As far as him being a racist, because he also met with I believe Ice-T.
My man, Ice-T, that man is that all right.
And Ice-T wanted to meet with, I believe, both Biden and Trump, but Biden didn't want to talk to him. They wanted to talk. Ice-T wanted to talk about the future of the black community and how America could help. And
I do think Ice-T met with President Donald Trump, though. So go on.
Even though I didn't see the interview, I caught clips and bits of it. They were saying how
you're talking about Trump now.
Well, Ice-T was saying he's willing to go to the table for anybody, for his people. He'll suck it up, even though he isn't a big Trump fan.
And to keep on talking about that, what you mean is a lot people in the black community, they were calling Ice-T like a traitor because he was talking to the Republican, Trump, and a lot of people didn't like that. But Ice-T, he's the man. He stands his ground. He stands up for what he believes in. So you gotta respect, man. You gotta respect, not neglect. So okay.
You have to understand. But back to the Jewish thing. Did, from what I understand, he recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel too.
About time.
So, it seems like Trump is a very complicated man,
Man, that ain't the half of it. He's more than complicated than then some.
and he shouldn't be. You pretty much know what you're gonna get when you talk. He's loud.
Yep,
He can be obnoxious.
that's true. Ain't gonna lie there.
Tends to look like a bully.
My man like a big old bully.
A lot of things. But
But what?
I think a lot of people wanted a businessman to run the country and not a politician. So, you're going to get that. That's what you're going to get, basically. You're going to get, Trump is, sort of like Perot. I remember a long time ago, my dad told us how Perot was running for president. And people wanted him because he was a business guy. He was a billionaire, but he sort of went off the deep end or something. I don't know the whole story because we didn't really do our homework on that guy.
Yo, that's right, we didn't, because I don't even know how to spell Perot, man. But yeah, But anyway, I'm gonna tell you something else. Before you try to curbside me and get off Trump being a racist, he called. I'll give you an example. You want an example? I got an example for you. He called the coronavirus the China flu, and people got pissed off about that. So what you got to say about that?
Yeah, he did. He did. I think he was just being obnoxious about that, because he knew it would irk a lot of people and it would piss him off. But
Piss him off, man. It infuriated people to the point where they wanted to they got pissed.
Reggie, come on. We have to understand. We have had many viruses, outbreaks in the past, and diseases. Now, you have heard of the German measles, right?
Of course, man. What country you think I live in? Man, that's a stupid question. Man, just get on with your stupid questions.
That was after Germany. I'm assuming because it says the German measles. It wasn't called the American measles.
Okay, I'll give you that. What else you got?
Well, in 1956, they had the Asian flu. That's what they had. You remember that?
Man, of course I don't remember that. I wasn't even alive then, but fine. Give me something else.
Well, in 1346, they had what was called the Black Death.
Yo, man, was that even with black people, or you just throwing that in there?
Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you. I can't back it up with black people, but it is called the Black Death.
Like I thought.
But, like I said, they had the German measles, and there was also the Spanish flu. And, if we go by what you're saying, I'm sure a lot of Spanish people were very upset about a flu being called the Spanish flu. I don't even know where that came from. Did it come from Spain? So, like I said, I got to be fair too. And I try to be fair on this front because, Reggie, I know you're not fair.
Yo, man, don't be putting words in my mouth. You don't know if I'm fair or not. I'm very fair, man. I'm fair down to the bone. Get on to your next question, man. You're making me sick again.
Okay. Well, there was also the swine flu, but I think swine is like, a pig? So I guess we're insulting pigs or something. I don't know. But, we had the Ebola and, there was a few other things. But whether or not he's a racist or anybody's a racist, you have to look in somebody's heart and actually see. But, yeah, if it comes out of their mouth and you got it on video, I mean, it's sort of hard to dispute something like that. Wouldn't you say, Reggie?
Yeah, man, of course it's hard to dispute it if it comes out of his mouth. What you think, man?
Well, we're on the same page. So is this election a catastrophe? Yes, I would say it is. The election fails for whoever wins or loses because
what? Spit it out.
Because the bottom line is
what's the bottom line?
We all seem to be losing because it has divided America, and it shows. It has showed and shows and will show our division. Unfortunately, we really need to come together.
Yo, man, that's right. We need to come together. We need to put Biden in office. Man, you put Biden in office, I know we're going to be a better country. I know everybody's going to love it here, and everybody's going to prosper.
Reggie, you don't think people have prospered during the Trump administration?
Yo, man, I don't know. You're probably going to throw all these numbers around because I see you trying to hold up all your papers and stuff. You're trying to do a little I gotcha moment. But, yo, man, I ain't even in for that right now. Anyways, Anyways, I think our time's about ready to end. So I'm going to just say it's time for the words of wisdom from my big brother, Hakeem.
There's a saying, united we stand, divided we fall. For the last 3.5 years, we have been divided as not only a nation, but a people in a country that seems to be imprisoned by not only our fear, our intellect, our pride, but people feel our rights and our rights to speak and say who, what we are. We are like a place a long time ago called the Civil War. There have been opposing sides, north and south, east and west, good and bad, Republicans and Democrats. And this is not a good thing. To be divided and on opposing sides, it just tears people apart. It does not bring people together. The forefathers created our political systems so that we could be united as a country, united as a people, united for whoever came here with their differences, their beliefs, their values, whatever they wanted. But have they succeeded or have they failed? I believe they have failed. Who could have foreseen what we would have become hundreds of years later? Is this what we are? Is this who we are? Is this all we are? It is very sad. We are the laughing stock of the entire world. We are a laughing stock to the community of the world. No one is looking to us for leadership. They're shaking their head and mocking us every minute of the day. That's right. Who we claim to be, the most technological and civilized country, is a standard I don't believe we are living up to, but we can. You know, the same country we live in, the same country that forces our beliefs on other countries with rhetoric of peace and unity and democracy, are we any better than those who we judge? Look at our system now. Look at how we treat people. Just turn on the TV. We have a ways to go, and the next few days will tell what kind of people we are. As of right now, there is no new president, but hopefully whoever wins, they can unite the divided states of America. Do this, please, not only for yourselves, but the children you leave behind when you die.
Thank you, Hakeem. That was deep, enriching, and yeah, it was a good message. And I will say, it was a pretty good debate, what you had to say. So, that being said, that brings us to the end of our show.
That's right. We want to thank you for joining us today here on Pop City Culture.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us.
We'll be with you here every week.
Me too, man. Don't be forgetting about me. Man, what's up with that?
To give you some advice, some wisdom, and we hope to speak our mind and you get something out of it. Until then, be kind and affectionate to one another. Remember who you are. Peace.
Whoever becomes president, I just hope people don't lose their minds.